Imagine this, stepping off a plane after an exhausting flight, your body weighed down by fatigue, only to be met by the unexpected, freezing winds and a sky cloaked in ominous gray. But there's no time to pause, no time to adjust. For BTS's Jimin, this was not just a scene from a movie, it was reality. He had just landed in Hungary, a land distant from the vibrant warmth of Seoul, yet this unfamiliar, cold setting was about to become the stage for something extraordinary. The weather was harsh, the kind that seeps into your bones, making you long for warmth and comfort. But Jimin didn't allow the cold to chill his spirits. Instead, he stepped into the streets of Hungary with a smile that could light up the darkest day. He wasn't just there to perform. He was there to create, to transform these cold, foreign streets into a living, breathing masterpiece. From the moment he arrived on set, Jimin was all in. There was no room for hesitation or doubt. His eyes, sharp and focused, took in every detail, his mind already working out how to turn this setting into the perfect backdrop for his music video, Who, the title track of his second solo album, Muse. The task ahead wasn't easy. The weather was unforgiving and the pressure to deliver was immense, but Jimin was undeterred. He had a vision, one that he was determined to bring to life no matter the obstacles. Dressed in a leather rider jacket and jeans, his blonde hair glowing like a halo against the dreary backdrop, Jimin became the very embodiment of a 90s movie star. The camera captured not just his image, but his essence, his resilience, his passion, his unwavering commitment to perfection. This wasn't just about creating a visually stunning music video. It was about telling a story that spoke to the heart of every viewer. The concept was simple yet profound. Walking, encountering, passing by, and coming together again. A dance of life, of fate, of connections that transcend time and space. But simplicity does not mean easy. Jimin knew that to convey this message, every detail had to be perfect. And so he wasn't just the star in front of the camera, he was the director behind it. He gave input on everything, from the choreography that had to be just right, to the placement of small, hidden details that fans would later delight in discovering. His passion was infectious, lifting the spirits of everyone on set, even as the cold nipped at their fingers and toes. Despite the chill, Jimin remained a beacon of warmth. The red on his nose wasn't just from the cold. It was a testament to his dedication, his refusal to let anything, not even the biting wind, get in the way of his vision. He took care of the staff and dancers with a tenderness that showed just how much he valued every single person who contributed to this project. He wasn't just leading them, he was inspiring them. As the day turned to night and the filming drew to a close, Jimin looked around at the scene he had helped create. There was satisfaction in his eyes, but also something more, a deep, resonant hope. I wanted to try directing a scene where people dance on the street like in a musical movie, he said, his voice tinged with both exhaustion and fulfillment. I think the points of walking, meeting, passing each other, and coming together again came out just as I thought, so I'm satisfied. I hope you all enjoy it with your eyes and ears. And enjoy it, they did. The release of Who wasn't just met with applause, it was met with awe. The song quickly climbed to the top of Spotify's global daily top songs chart, holding the #1 spot for an incredible 13 consecutive days. This wasn't just a personal achievement for Jimin, it was a record-breaking moment for K-pop solo artists around the world. But the accolades didn't stop there. Jimin's influence rippled across the globe, reaching places far beyond Korea. His music resonated in the Middle East, where he topped the official MENA, Middle East and North Africa chart. In India, Who became a sensation, dominating the international singles charts for 2 straight weeks. Singapore followed suit, with Jimin's tracks topping both the top regional and top streaming charts of the RIS weekly chart. Even in far-off New Zealand, Who made waves, debuting at #2 on the Hot 40 singles chart. The album Muse itself was a global powerhouse, ranking high in countries like Hungary, where it debuted at #4 on the albums chart and made history by becoming the second highest-ranking solo album in Asia. Australia, Poland, and Greece also embraced Jimin's work, with Muse securing top spots on their respective charts. But perhaps the most remarkable part of this story is that Jimin achieved all of this while fulfilling his military duties. In a time when many might have expected his star to dim, it only shone brighter. His music, his artistry, continued to transcend boundaries, touching hearts across continents. Grammy.com had dubbed him the main pop boy. And with every new achievement, Jimin proved that this title wasn't just a compliment, it was a reality. Jimin's journey is far from over. As he continues to break records and create art that moves millions, he invites us all to walk with him, to feel the emotions he pours into his work, to encounter the beauty he sees in the world, and to pass by the hardships with grace and determination. And just like in his music video, we come together, connected by the universal language of music, finding warmth and solace in the art he so passionately creates.